We're on. We're on, son. We are on. Okay. You ready, Sid? Let's talk about the super regionals, man. Hey, my wish, Sid, was oops, I'm hearing it on my ear. Um, my wish was undefeated in the regionals. I wanted to be
Hmm.
confident that these guys had the depth, that there weren't any issues with what's the word I'm looking for? With confidence. I wanted these guys to be confident and that we were going to have fuel left in the tank for a super regional. And they looked awesome. Um, we're 100% winning the Natty. I'm convinced of it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, one step at a time. But I feel a lot more confident. Like there were some ups and downs this season. There were some really good things that we were seeing, and then there were some things that it was like, ooh, all right. Um, I hope they turn it around. And it looks like that they've turned it around. And if history serves us correctly here, if it repeats itself, Tennessee is a favorable matchup for us. We've been able to take care of business with Tennessee. I like that, and let's keep that trend going. Sid, how are you feeling?
I mean, definitely a lot better after the regionals, and I'm glad we are able to take care of business there, and honestly do it in a dominating fashion. So that makes me feel better about going into this weekend into the super regionals against Tennessee. That being said, I mean, I wouldn't take Tennessee lightly. They are
No.
the defending national champs, so I would say this year, I mean, I wouldn't take them lightly at all, honestly. And even though we have all the confidence going into this game, we're at home. Bomb Walker is going to be just rocking this weekend, but
Yep.
I would
Yeah,
play
I
it
think it's sold out
calm.
like within
Hmm.
5 minutes.
Yeah, and at insane ticket prices too.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
good for everybody. I know. Somebody told me the Hog Pen tickets were going for 200. Um, so
Dude, but I mean, it
it's
looks
nuts, but I
insane
mean,
there. Like watching
right.
it on TV is just like, dang, dude. I remember whenever we were in the pen, hanging
Hmm.
out and everything, and
Going for
around all
free.
that. Yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah,
Those were the good old days, right, Sid? The good old
right.
days.
So I'll definitely say, I mean, I wouldn't take Tennessee lightly, but I do feel confidence in playing against them and then us matching up against them as well after the regionals and then during the season beating them in that 2-1 record. So definitely let's see what happens, but I'm confident in our pitching and they got some heavy hitters too, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Are you
Um.
expecting more of a shutout, or are you expecting more of a battle for this series?
I mean, um, as of recent, it seems that these have gone best out of three. The Arkansas
Mhm.
Tennessee matchups. Um, and here's the other thing with Tennessee. Like you said, they're defending champs. Um, and Vitello, he wants to win. Like he wants to beat Van Horn. Van Horn, like I said earlier, this has been a favorable matchup for Arkansas. Um, this is Vitello's challenge to overcome that hump.
Mhm.
To come over there and take down Arkansas for the first time. That's what we do not want to see. We do not want to see Arkansas go
Yeah.
down to Tennessee for the first time because like this team does feel like if they can get past Tennessee, if they can get into Omaha, this team does feel like it has what it takes to be a championship contender.
Mhm.
And like this team could be very special. They've got some studs on here. They have some depth. Um, Pitching looks like that they've got it together. The bats look like they're very consistent right now. And if they can just stay on this heater and they have that depth, I keep saying depth here because that's very important for the longevity to plan long term here. And this is built And we don't have the injuries like we've had in the past.
Hmm.
Like I just can't think of any of the key players. Now, I admit I'm a little bit of a baseball casual. Like there may have been one or two guys that I did miss out on, but for the most part, I try to keep up with a lot of this stuff. And I haven't noticed that there's been these big key injuries that we've had in the past. Because I feel like that there's been 2 or 3 season-ending injuries in the bullpen that have been legit injuries, like legit players. Um, Obviously they're a legit injury because it's season ending, but I mean, like for like a legit player, a starter, a closer, whatever it might be. Gage Wood was hurt for a little while, but he's back. And he's been back for a little while where he's had time to warm up and get it going. Like I said, this team could be special. We were mainly me hammering on them last time, just saying,
Hmm.
don't mess it up. Let's get back. Let's get back on track here. We want a natty. We want a natty. Um, Again, I do think that this could be a championship contending type of team, but like you also said, don't take this matchup for granted. Just because we've won in the past, it does not guarantee that we're going to win in the future. But I would say that it definitely tilts things in our favor. But again, that doesn't mean that it's a for sure lock.
Yeah, I mean they've definitely got some power hitters, and so I would say, and I really think it's going to be more of a um, tightly matchup. That's going to come down to three, like it's been in the past. But I do see, like I said, us being at home to an advantage, and we should use that as an advantage. And I hope it's enough to essentially just get us over that hedge, because I really want to go to Omaha. I mean, I
Yes.
really want to get back to Omaha. So that's the key thing. This is the one thing holding us back right now, and got to think that way, and can't go um,
Mm-mm.
lightly into this gentle night, as
Yeah.
Batman would say.
Easy there, Bruce Wayne. But um what are you leaning on here? Like you personally, are you thinking 2 games? You thinking 3 games? Are you leaning hogs here? How are you feeling?
No, I mean I'm for sure leaning hogs still, but I'm thinking three games, just because of it's not going to be easy. I think Tennessee coaching, like you mentioned, they can pivot just as well as we can. So it's going to
Yeah.
be a tight matchup, and they'll know what to do. So that's really going to come down to that game three to see who wants it more.
Yeah.
Whether we lose game one, I think we'll adjust. Whether they win game one, or I mean, whether they lose game one, I think they'll adjust. Um, but it's really going to come down to that game three to see who's got the who's got the most umph to try to get this, um, whether it's Tennessee to go make it back to Omaha, or whether it's us to make it back. And taking down the defending champions, like, it's not easy.
No. Um, I that's interesting how you said that the game one, if Arkansas wins, you think that Tennessee is going to win the second. If Tennessee wins game one, you think Arkansas will win the second. Basically a 3 game block in your
Hmm.
opinion, um, or your prediction, I'd say. I actually think if Arkansas wins the first game, I wonder if they're gonna. I kind of have a feeling that they're gonna close it out in the second. Um, if Tennessee wins the first game, um, I think Arkansas will push it to a third and win. Um, Gosh, and I hate being so confident, man. Uh,
Hmm.
things usually go better whenever we're not as confident in the previous show, right?
Yeah,
Um, yeah, you're like, oh, I've heard this before.
I know.
uh,
We gotta. I mean, I'm
oh
not confident.
no.
I'm not confident.
um,
Let me make it clear though. I'm not confident. I am more so hoping for the best, and this is my
Yeah.
prediction in terms of hoping for the best. In terms of
Yes.
confidence, I'm never confident with the Hogs. I'm never confident with honestly any
Any of your team,
sport
even the
because I
Chiefs, dude,
any
because
of
you're a
my
Chiefs
teams.
fan and they won a bunch of
Yeah,
Super Bowls, and
uh,
you were still
uh,
like
yeah.
every game you
OKC
were on
fan
your seat.
too. I mean, it's just yeah. It's
You're an
unfortunate
OKC
series
fan
of it.
too,
Yeah, yeah.
dude. Are any
Um,
of your teams doing bad? Like,
well, OKC lost game 1 yesterday in the
oh well,
finals
yeah,
on a
but
buzzer
still,
beater. So that's what I'm saying. Like in
but
a cruise,
they're in
like
championship environments, man.
I know,
It-
and then they know how to lose too. Where are the Arkansas? I mean, Arkansas. We're in super regionals. We're in a championship environment. We just
yeah,
can't lose it.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I know I'm talking about baseball, not football. Clearly, even though I'm a Razorback fan for football
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, but
But
football's got a little ways to go before we can start talking about
yeah,
championships. But you know,
basketball. We talked
basketball for
about it.
sure.
We were in that conversation. So
Hmm.
um, it's just like any sports team I favor. Honestly, it's just like building up that momentum just to like have the fall like cliff
Mm.
fall.
Well, dude, the last time any of the teams that I follow, like my top teams in each sport or each profession, like professional, collegiate, whatever. Well, obviously collegiate, it's Arkansas and everything, every sport. But like NBA, I'm more of a fair weather NBA fan. But like the Spurs,
Mhm.
been a long time since they've won a natty, obviously.
Yeah.
The Packers with Aaron Rodgers,
Hmm.
that was a long time ago.
He just went
So
to Pittsburgh. I don't know if you saw
I know
that.
I just saw that, yeah. And
Yeah.
actually the Steelers are my second favorite team, so it's kind of
There you go.
interesting. um but yeah, so like it's been a while for me. I think yeah, baseball, that year that they played Oregon State, that would have been the most recent championship of teams that I follow.
Mhm.
If Arkansas had closed that one out, um, so yeah, I guess the last time I think the Packers won it in 2012. Gosh, so that's I guess the last time one of my teams has won a natty. Baseball and basketball for Razorbacks. That's the next one I think of any of my
Yeah.
teams out there because I don't think the Packers are on their way just
You got
yet.
the Chiefs.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
enough
The Chiefs are
room.
number 3. That's my third team.
There's enough room. What another thing I wanted to bring up about the Razorbacks in baseball though was that um, I really want to make it to Omaha, and I say this year for sure, and I say this because of I don't know if you saw, but amount of sheer upsets that there were this weekend or
Dude,
last
there were a
weekend
lot. Yes.
was insane. And so our matchup and our road to a natty this year could be a lot better if we make it to Omaha.
Yes.
And
That's a
that
good point.
competition will be honestly better. Not still knock on wood, but
More manageable.
more manageable. And honestly, we would be the favorites if we made it.
Are we still the favorites like as of right now? Like I wonder who if we're
It's like
still
I
cuz
think it was very yeah. We are definitely the favorites as of right now, or last I checked.
let's see. It looks like we're tied with LSU on 3
Mm.
odds. Plus 370. Going into the tournament, I think that we were the favorite. Oh man, dude, imagine playing LSU in a natty. That would be
Mm.
that would be interesting. That would be
Yeah.
interesting. I
Well,
don't know how confident
LSU,
I would be in that.
but didn't LSU almost? I don't know almost, but they Arkansas State had a chance to beat them. Um,
So according to Saturday Down South, Arkansas is the top. So basically,
yeah,
Arkansas is either the top or up there right with LSU. Um, yeah,
I see it. Yeah, I see it at plus 370 here with Arkansas the most favorite. LSU
Yes.
at plus 550, and then Tennessee after that.
So yeah, and I
So
I personally, even if Tennessee were to get past Arkansas, I don't see this Tennessee team is winning it all. I just don't think they're as good as the one that won it all
it was
last
last
year.
year.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows though? If LSU gets knocked out and it's just Tennessee, and it like that's what I'm saying. In Omaha, this matchup is going to be what's going to be crucial to get to the Natty. And when you're at the Natty, and if it's Tennessee, um, they may as well win it again. So it really is going to matter on what the matchup's going to be in Omaha now.
Mhm.
With see all the teams that were eliminated: Ole Miss, Texas, Oregon, Vandy, Georgia. These are all teams I would have never predicted, honestly,
Yeah, to
to
go out in the first
get knocked
weekend.
out in the regional.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
Because we lost to
um,
Georgia, 2 out of 3 we lost, but we swept Vandy, um, and obviously we swept Texas. Who would have thought Texas was going to go out in the regional? They
I
lost
didn't think Vandy.
twice.
I Vandy was more favorite though than Texas, and I was really surprised with Vandy over Texas, like
Well,
more
Texas was
surprised
the
with.
overall number one.
I still more surprised with Vandy going out of
You didn't trust old
that.
Texas, huh?
No, after that SEC tournament, I just
And us
um,
sweeping them. But
yeah.
UTSA beating Texas twice, wild, wild. Um, and then Georgia, was it Georgia that lost with that home run with was it Oklahoma State? I think it was. Yeah, it was Oklahoma State that beat. Wait, was that? Yes, it was Georgia. Um, wild, wild ending for Georgia to go out like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
SEC. I mean, um, maybe that's what it is. Also, like you talked about it before, just like nah, that theory doesn't add up. I was like, maybe losing early in the SEC tournament is actually beneficial now that we're this
Mm.
far in
Well,
because
it
Vandy
definitely showed
lost.
that Ole Miss was not better than us, and Ole
Yeah,
Miss beat us in the SEC tournament. Um,
because in the championship was Ole Miss against Vandy in that SEC tournament. Obviously, they both
and
got
they're
knocked
both,
out.
yeah, they're both out.
Um,
But yeah,
so
yeah. So like what I said is sometimes like losing out early, will give you a better chance of. Yeah, it really doesn't mean anything if you win it. I guess that's more
right,
so. It does not
right,
mean anything if you win it. Um, or if you win a couple games. The SEC tournament is
yeah.
just very hard to use anything to say. Uh, you know, we did this based off of what we did in the SEC tournament. We'll get so far or whatever. You just
Yeah.
can't use it as any type of
And
metric.
this is unbiased too. Like you can ask a Vandy fan, would they rather win that now knowing what it was? Would you rather win that SEC tournament or
Hmm.
would you rather make it to Omaha or at least even past regionals? Um,
Right. And you would think that they would at least say win the regional, get
yeah,
out of the regional, lose in the first round and get out of the regional. You know,
right.
they would have said that.
Well,
Like
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I like that we're out of the regional, right? I would have.
for
Oh
sure.
man, do you know how tough this would have been if we had actually won the SEC tournament? We
And
would
then
have been
got
on
knocked out.
cloud nine, and then we get
Yeah,
knocked out in our own regional, dude. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
yeah. No, Hog fans would be rioting, man. Um,
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
That's why I don't think
So
that a lot of people were upset
no,
after losing
W-
the SEC tournament.
we were a little concerned because it was like,
For
could this
sure.
be more like? Could this be a sign of things to come, or is this just that they're it's a scrimmage and they're preparing for the big one? And
Right.
it turns out it was just a scrimmage. They treated the
Hmm.
SEC tournament as a scrimmage. They didn't really have a plan to go that far in it. They were ready for the regional, and they went undefeated in the regionals. What I was asking for.
Hmm.
Very stoked about that. I think that they have a lot of confidence. I know this was said, but I don't know if it was verified. But this was said by the announcers, and sometimes they get things wrong. Um, or maybe it wasn't the announcement. I may have heard this on a podcast, but I did not verify this. But I do think that they did not have a single error in the whole regional. And if that is true, this team is focused, man. If that is true, no error in the entire regional. I think this team, like I said, this team could be very, very special if they keep that focus. Do not get in.
What does no error mean? I mean,
it means that like they don't drop a ball. They
I
don't
see.
make a mistake while on defense.
Gotcha.
So I may have butchered that a little bit, but like
Yeah.
to
No,
that
that makes
extent,
sense
they
because I
just
was
don't
like,
make yeah.
yeah.
It's
I
just
mean,
like it's a mistake. It's an unavoidable, like a unforced error, like an unforced mistake. Like if there's a pop fly,
no,
you
don't
should
even.
catch it. Like
We don't need to be talking about pop
no,
flies.
oh
over
yeah,
here,
no,
right?
never mind. Sorry about that. but yeah, man, I'm stoked. I think everybody should be really excited. Sounds like you have some optimism too for this. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to see what happens. But do you have any other topics that we haven't touched on? Because I kind of feel like that we may be running a little bit in circles here.
No. Besides, I'm just excited to see what the outcome is starting tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And excited to watch them play tomorrow.
Okay. Well, then I guess we've been on about 25 minutes or so. Let's see. Oh, 20 minutes. Dang, this was a short one. Let's try to aim to maybe not each game, but let's try to do a closing reaction to the series, I guess on Sunday if you're available. If not, we can do a recap on
Well,
Monday or
that we would have
something.
to win on Sunday because I mean tomorrow and Sunday because they
Oh,
play
yeah.
Monday. If it
Oh, it
goes to
goes into
3,
Monday too? Saturday,
if
Sunday. Oh, you're
Saturday,
right.
Sunday, Monday, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll do a I mean, kind of like this, where we'll do an in between episode at the end of the series. Obviously, we're going to be watching. We're going to keep up with it. You guys can follow our X account. We comment on posts there. We repost things. Have a good time. So if you want to follow us there, engage with us, fun place to do it. Obviously,
You want to make like
subscribe.
quick
Ooh, what do you have
rant,
in
like
mind, Sid?
quick
What do you have in
predictions
mind?
over super regionals, the 8 matchups there are,
Let's do it. Why not?
just to see what
We've got some
happens.
time here. Let's make this interesting. Let me pull up. I'm trying to find it on ESPN.
Because, like you said, you're both casual baseball fans, so might as well,
Yeah.
um, predict to something. We have
Yeah.
no idea what's gonna happen.
I mean, I guess I'm a little bit above casual because I do watch a lot
I
of the
am,
games. Like
yeah,
I do watch them, but it's whenever it comes to like, do I know more about college baseball or do I know more about college basketball and
yeah.
football and, you know, football
But
for
like, if you
sure
were to ask me, I guess that
and
wouldn't. It's not
basketball.
too right. But if you were to ask me last week, if you see those teams getting upset, I would have, yeah, definitely not predicted any of those upsets.
Yeah. Um, Man, dude, I cannot find it on this. Usually I use my phone for the ESPN, where I can see
Um, what are you trying to find?
all the super regionals, the
Oh,
bracket.
I have it in front of me if you want.
Here, let me see. Okay, so it's Louisville and Miami, Florida State, Oregon State, and all them. And then some of them have already finished, right?
Would
Because
be
I think they
today.
started today. Because North Carolina, I
Yeah.
think they were crushing it. Yeah, they destroyed Arizona. So I'm just gonna say I think North Carolina wins their regional. I'm gonna start there and say I'm gonna take Carolina and their super regional, not regional, super regional. What about you, Sid? Do you think Arizona's gonna make the big comeback?
Um, What was the score today?
18-2.
I'm gonna go with a no, but I think the next game will be a lot closer. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the no.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. So Louisville is at this time they're destroying Miami. 7-1, bottom of the third. Um, I'm just gonna go with Louisville too. Like I don't really know in this situation, but I'm just leaning Louisville.
See,
What
I
about
would
you?
have before the game. I would have probably said
Miami.
Miami, but now that it's 7-1, well, it's still bottom to third. Um, in the series, mm, I would still take Louisville, but I think Miami. I can see it being a lot closer. That's 7-1. I don't know if it reflects the
So you think
true.
Miami?
Next game, I think that goes to 3, and Louisville still wins though.
Oh, okay. Look at you, dude. You're not using the 2-0 stuff over here. You're not thinking 2-0 for anybody. I think Carolina wins 2-0.
The yeah, I think Carolina wins 2-0. I'll give him that for sure.
Okay. Let's do Florida State and Oregon State. And Oregon
That would
State
be a
is the
good one.
host.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I'm going
Oregon
to take
State.
Oregon State
Yeah,
just because they're the host, in my opinion. That's why I'm going to take them.
mm.
But Florida
That
State is up
that one
there.
I think it would be a toss up, and their records are pretty close
Hmm.
to each other. I'll take Florida State.
Okay. So here's the thing Florida State is like Arkansas. They are nattyless,
Mm.
no championships, and a ton of college World Series appearances. They're actually number one in the most World Series appearances without a
Mm.
championship. Arkansas, I think, is three with that, but Florida State is number one. They're insane with how many they've been without coming home with one. Um, Coastal Carolina and Auburn. Auburn is hosting the Super Regional. I'm going to take Auburn just because of depth. I think Coastal Carolina maybe out of fuel. Um, they were able to win their regional, but they had to use a lot more than Auburn did to get out of there. So I'm going to take Auburn in this.
Yeah, that
But it
one's
would be cool if Coastal Carolina wins.
you got no upset so far.
I know, man.
You're taking all home teams.
Yes.
Um, I will be rooting for Coastal Carolina, um, but I think Auburn does win. I mean, again, last week I would have not predicted Vandy to lose. They lost, so um, but yeah, I'll go ahead and win. I agree with you.
Yeah. The reason though that I am taking those is because I feel like that the super regional is one of those that the teams with the more depth are the ones that are going to be favored or that are going to have a better shot at winning. And that
Mm.
when you have these upsets, it's because the smaller teams they got the bigger teams when they weren't ready. Like whether it was an issue with focus or whatever it was or heart, preparation, whatever the smaller team put more work in for that one period of time and got out of there and they got somebody. But now,
Yeah, but it's not that drastic of a like
well, Coastal
as
Carolina
a
and Auburn
difference.
is pretty
Um,
drastic.
I don't know because I'm looking at the line right here. Somebody in Vegas doesn't think it's that drastic because
Yeah, I
the
mean
line right
Coastal
now
Carolina
is
is ranked. I guess like that is kind of a
they're ranked
I
and
guess
then
it's
they
not
had
that
51 wins.
drastic, but like dude, recruiting wise, depth wise, like Auburn's going to have more depth than Coastal. They're going to have higher paid coaching and things like that.
I'm gonna say that
Um,
goes to 3 too. I'm gonna say that series
okay,
goes to 3 as well.
okay.
Um,
I could
But
see that
yeah, but
happening.
Auburn wins.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the next one is Murray State at Duke. Duke is hosting a regional.
Yeah,
Um, wow, who would have thought?
that
Or
one's
super regional. I keep
honestly
saying regional,
super regional. Yeah,
super regional. My bad. Um, you're gonna
that
hate me
one.
for this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna take Murray State. They're gonna upset the Devils. The Blue Devils are gonna go home. They never should have been hosting a super regional.
Well, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think them hosting will matter, but I do. I'm still gonna go with Duke to win. Um,
Dude. All right, you're gonna take Duke.
they have a
Mar-
loyal fan base. I wouldn't count them out. Um,
dude, Murray State. Have you seen their fans, man? No, me neither.
yeah, I was about to say.
But still, dude, I'm taking Murray State, man. Um, but
I
all
wonder
right,
what that line is.
Murray State is plus 240. Duke is minus 420. Okay, well maybe that was a bad
Yeah, that
decision.
one's a. That one's. I was like, that's got to be a
Hey,
bigger
dude,
spread then.
but
Okay.
what do you think, Murray State? They're the ones that beat Vandy, right? Wait, no, is it is that
Um,
who they beat, or was that Wright State? I thought it was Murray State. Um, who beat Vandy?
Right state.
Who did Murray State beat then? I may be getting them confused with somebody then. Um,
They probably beat someone big, but they beat Ole Miss, which is bigger.
oh, that's good. Okay, I'm sticking with Murray State.
Yeah, there you go.
Um,
Who did Duke beat though?
dang it. These are good questions, Sid. Uh,
Oklahoma State.
okay. Oh, and that's a
Okay.
legit. I'm still taking Murray State, dude. I'm taking Murray
No, I
State.
mean beating Ole Miss again versus beating Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
I'm taking Duke still though, because
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
think
I'm not that confident. I'm just
yeah.
you said pick an upset. That's my upset.
There you
Um,
go.
Murray State. I guess I could also take West Virginia over LSU. No, I'm kidding. I'm taking LSU. But man, if West Virginia did beat LSU, that would be awesome.
That'd be insane.
Yeah.
Then I got Coastal. I mean, like if we had Coastal Carolina and West Virginia beat, that'd be
Yeah,
nuts.
that'd be a crazy College World Series. I wonder if that many upsets like those caliber of teams all in Omaha would reduce ratings though. Cuz that's what happened in basketball, dude. You wonder
Oh,
why
it's definitely gonna reduce ratings.
yeah, because like you wonder why in basketball we went from having all these upsets and then low ratings and then all of a sudden the next year no upsets. Huh.
Hmm.
Interesting. Why where did all the upsets go? I wonder why there were fewer upsets.
They saved them for
People
baseball.
loves they love seeing an upset, but then whenever you get the big games and you're like, wait, what is Murray State doing playing
Hmm.
in baseball terms or whatever? We'll say, Murray State playing Arkansas or Murray State playing LSU. Like that's wherever the fans start drawing the lines of upsets. In the moment, they want it, but
Because
they still want the big name matchups afterwards.
I think because fans, yeah, absolutely. But because fans know that Cinderella story is gonna bound to end,
Yeah,
it's not like that's. It would be cool to have that Cinderella story just
yeah,
win the whole thing, um,
right,
but everybody has their expectation that like that's not going to happen. If like a Murray
yeah.
State goes against LSU in the championship,
Like, who would you rather see? Let's do basketball here for a second. Like in a national championship, would you rather Florida play like North Carolina or North Carolina playing Duke in the national championship, or would you like to see Florida playing Loyola Chicago? You
Loyola
know,
Chicago, give me sister.
yeah, yeah. But
That's
like
his
to be
sister team.
honest, like we love to see the potential upset and we love to see all that, but then it's like you do want to see two big name brands play each other.
Mhm.
Because when you say you want a natty, I mean, it's awesome when Arkansas can say in basketball, we won a natty against Duke. That's who we beat, you
Yeah.
know? And like
So you would
that
rather
carries weight.
so in Omaha, let's say we're in the College World Series, like we're in the championship,
LSU.
and
Beat
you'd rather
LSU.
have LSU.
If you beat LSU in a national championship, that is a legit natty. Um, uh, any natty is legit, but like you have
Okay.
some extra oomph when you say
What
we beat
about
the Tigers.
okay, but what about this? Like you either lose to LSU in the Natty or you beat Murray State in the Natty.
I mean, I'll take the natty regardless, but
Yeah, exactly.
like, how many people do you think are really going to be watching that game?
I will
Um,
be
Well,
because
yeah, Hog fans will be obviously, because we're gonna be licking our chops. We're gonna like the championship's ours,
yeah. With
We
our luck, then
we
we
finally
lose.
made it,
With our luck, though, then we lose to Murray
and then
State.
everybody's gonna tune in the ninth inning whenever we're about to lose, right? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Uh, no, I don't want
All
to put
right.
that kind of
So
mojo on us,
let's
but
go back. No, let's go back to you said you got LSU beating West Virginia. Did you pick UCLA over
ooh,
UTSA?
UCLA and oh yeah, UTSA and UCLA, dude. Oh my gosh, these teams, man, you're gonna for sure have either like a UTSA or UCLA in the Natty or in not the Natty in the College World Series, and you're gonna for sure have a Duke or Murray State in a
Yeah.
Louisville or Miami. Like
Yeah.
those are all except for UCLA. All of those are unranked teams that are for sure gonna be in. Like you're gonna have at least two, maybe three unranked teams in. Um, I really want UTSA. I really want UTSA. I think that would be really cool. I live in Austin, Texas, and San Antonio is just down the block. So kind of cool that University of Texas at San Antonio could potentially make it to a College World Series. That would be really cool. Do I think they do it? No. I think UCLA is going to win this. The UTSA is not my upset. My upset is still going to be Murray State. I think UTSA has a tougher challenge than Murray State does.
It seems like a lot of college predictions are having this series as an upset, actually.
Really?
Um, yeah, and having a UTSA victory. Even though it's a 63% chance of UCLA beating UTSA.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when people think they're right and pick an upset, they're usually wrong. So I'm gonna go with UCLA.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that something, man? When everybody's like picking this big upset, like this is the upset that everybody needs to circle as potentially could happen.
Yeah,
That's the one that almost gets the upset. Like it's so close, but
right.
no upset. Um, so yeah, we'll do. It looks like then so you're not taking UTSA. You're saying
Yeah,
that
everybody's saying UTSA is the betting underdog in this super.
nobody's
Um,
taking Murray State, man.
that's crazy. Yeah, nobody's taking Murray State besides
Did
Murray
you?
State fans.
So what upset did you have?
For me, I had uh, what I have.
Florida State.
Yep,
I guess
Florida
that would
State.
be that's a mild upset. It is an upset, but it's very mild, dude. That's the number 9 team beating the number 8 team. Looks like I'm the one who's
Hey,
going above and beyond here, taking a Murray State. Take UTSA.
yeah,
Take
but Duke is not ranked.
UTSA.
Hold on, Duke is not ranked either. Neither is Murray State.
But Duke is higher than Murray State.
Nah,
But yeah, that's fair.
uh,
Take
I did say
UTSA.
Coastal Carolina will go to 3.
Yeah. Oh, you did, but you did not take Coastal. Take Coastal. That's a good idea.
What else? I think North Carolina wins that. You know what? Nah, I'm not taking. You should take UTSA.
No, you take UT.
You just said you're down the road.
No,
I
I
would.
can't. If I take them, they're for sure not winning. So, uh, I'm not gonna take them, and I
What
think that
about
that's their best shot to
fine,
win.
I'll take it.
Oh no, you put the nail in the coffin for UTSA.
I'll take it.
All right. Hey
Nah, I'm
man,
rooting for I think I'd rather have UCLA win.
what really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's where Madden went. Madden,
Nah,
however
we're
you
not talking
pronounce his
about
last name.
football though. We're not
I
talking
know, dude.
we're not talking about football
Hey
or
man, I don't want him to
basketball.
have anything to celebrate about.
Yeah, no. I'll take UTSA.
All
Um,
right. All right, well then let's firm up on this Arkansas Tennessee.
I'm
I
taking
think no, you go first. You go first.
I'm taking not Tennessee. Taking Arkansas.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Arkansas too. History says that they should continue winning, that they've just got the edge, and I'm gonna stick with that. And then I also think that if Arkansas wins the first one, they're gonna win the second. I think if Tennessee wins the first one, it's going to go to 3 and Arkansas will win. I think that Arkansas has slightly better depth than Tennessee, meaning that they can afford a loss in game 1. But I
Mm.
think Tennessee is in deep, you know what, if they lose the first game. Because I think Arkansas can throw the big guns at them in the second game to finalize it. And they just have the depth to crush Tennessee if they get that first game. So we'll see what happens. We'll be here sometime next week to just do an in between on hopefully in between super regionals and going to the Omaha tournament, the
Hmm.
Omaha series, the College World Series. So I do think that this team could potentially be really special this year. I think that yeah, I think that they have what it takes. Let's keep that confidence. Let's stay healthy, and let's see what happens.
Don't
Anything
let
else you
them
want to?
don't let them score on us too much because they've got some power hitters to keep them in check.
Yeah,
If we have to give up 1-2 runs, it's okay, but it can get out of hand very quickly. So I'll say just keep it in check, and yeah, I hope we just are able to respond as well.
yep. All right, man. Well, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, follow us on X, and like the video. It helps. Sid and I are big Hog fans, just like everybody else who's clicked on this video. We love the Hogs and we love talking about them. And we'll see you guys in the next video.